Most people don't realize this, but this is why they are stuck.
Welcome to Books I'm Becoming, a series where I share lessons from books I'm currently reading that are helping me become the best version of myself. Today's lesson is from The Pilgrim's Pathway by Glorious Blessing.
But first, let me tell you a story. This is about a man that we both know. And how do I know that you know him? Because at the end of this story, you're going to be telling me his name in the comment section.
God told this man, "Leave your father's house, your country, and go to a land that I would show you."
No map, no details, just a word. And he obeyed.
He took his wife, his nephew, and he went. But a time came when this same man who had obeyed God so radically, wanted just one thing from God: a son. And God had already promised him that he would have a son. Not just a son, but that his descendants would be great and countless. But time passed and nothing happened. And like many of us, his desperation grew louder than his patience. Until one day, his wife suggested something.
Why don't you have a child with my servant? And it made sense. Why not? God had already promised him a son. So he lay with her and he definitely had a son. But it wasn't the son.
And because what he produced through human urgency could not replace what God had ordained, he had to wait years longer before God finally gave him the son he had promised all along.
And that brings me to the first lesson from the Pilgrim's Pathway. Delay comes not from waiting, but from rushing ahead without God's precision. Sometimes God has spoken and sometimes we have received his word, but in our desperation to come into the fullness and the manifestation of that word, we begin to engineer divine outcomes with human wisdom. But the problem is when we try to produce what looks like the promise of God outside of his will, we do not accelerate our destiny, we delay it. Because Ishmael can exist and Isaac will still be required. God is not committed to what we can produce. He is committed to what he has promised. And sometimes the most Christian thing we can do is just wait. Now tell me, what is the name of the man?